Boom. Alrighty, guys, we are connecting these. We are early. So let me go ahead and hop over here. And I'm going to throw in a 15-minute timer. Let me know if you guys can hear me. We are going live on. Alrighty, guys, we are connecting these. We are early. Let's go ahead and mute myself everywhere else. All right. I wish I knew how to play some music, but we are going to get this going on. I'm going to give it 15 minutes to get everything tweaked on the live stream for a couple different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn right now. So go ahead and get settled in. We're going to start here at about 14 minutes and 30 seconds. There is a chance for streaming purposes that I might not stream on LinkedIn, guys. So if you guys are on LinkedIn, the fastest and best way to get involved on the live stream is to register the link for this event, get the email. The email will get you into the Facebook group page, and we are live in the Facebook group page. But just for streaming purposes, I'm getting a red on LinkedIn and I think on YouTube as well, just because I'm live streaming on 3 platforms at the exact same time. So stay tuned. Alrighty, we are 5 minutes to getting started. Let's see how we're looking. Give me some thumbs up if you can hear me in the wherever you're tuning in from. If you're on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Facebook, where are you guys tuning in from? Let's see. I am going to go ahead. If you guys are on LinkedIn, I apologize, but I might hop off. The fastest way for you guys to get tuned in and dialed in is going to be on Facebook. I thought I'd give LinkedIn a try, but you know what? I'm actually going to set up maybe some more equipment in the future to do it on LinkedIn. But all my bandwidth is being taken through Facebook Live and YouTube Live and LinkedIn Live. And so it's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to discontinue on LinkedIn. I never planned on doing it on LinkedIn in the first place. So if you are on LinkedIn, go ahead and move over to Facebook. You could do that by going to the event where you found the post, or go to my post and go to the event, register for the link. You'll get an email to the Facebook page. Get in on the Facebook page, shoot me a message right now when you're on, and I will go ahead and enroll you guys over. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream for LinkedIn. Drop a comment if you are on LinkedIn able to keep up. We got a few more minutes before we get going. All right, sweet. We got some lives there. We're good there. So everybody's been able to find it. So we're good. I'm debating on if I'll keep it up on YouTube. I'll probably still keep it up on YouTube. I'll just probably drop the LinkedIn one, guys. Give it a few more minutes. Give everyone a chance on LinkedIn to get registered. And if you haven't registered, just go to the link, register, and then get yourself moved over into the Facebook group page. And we will get going. We're going to start in 2 minutes. Sweet. Thank you for joining on YouTube. I'm glad. Can you hear me on YouTube? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me on YouTube? I'm gonna hop off of, let's go ahead and stop screen sharing that, and I'll join you guys right now. And give me some thumbs up. Can you hear me on YouTube? All right, guys, that's enough for LinkedIn. I'm gonna head out on LinkedIn. We're gonna stay on, there we go. Well, too late. We just left LinkedIn. Sweet. Here we go. A few more minutes. One more minute. Stage number one of the All righty, let me go ahead and stop that. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Let's do that. Let me go ahead and I hit record. There we go. Welcome to day one of the Ideal Habits Challenge. Wherever you are joining us, I don't know where you're joining us, but wherever you're joining us, thank you. I see we got some people on. I just had to close down. I just had to close down LinkedIn. Unfortunately, I wanted to do this on LinkedIn. However, I need some more equipment. I need some more software in order to do it on LinkedIn. So we're not going to do it on LinkedIn, but I do got you guys live in the Facebook group right now. And I do got you guys live on YouTube. So with that being said, welcome to the Ideal Habits Challenge. Thank you guys for showing up. Here's what I'm going to do is I want to, give me some thumbs up. Let me know where you're currently at. Where are you tuning in from? Where is everybody located? Where are you guys at right now? I know some of you guys are here local in Arizona. Some of you guys are currently from Arizona, but you guys are traveling. Sweet. All right, here's what I'm going to do is pull up some housekeeping. All right, so over the next 5 days, what I want to go over is my belief, right, is that everything you want in life and in business is on the other side of developing new success habits in your life. What we want to do is we want to identify, one, what are those ideal daily success habits or ideal daily? What are those daily success habits that you need to implement as an entrepreneur so that way you could build and scale your business? Now, there's two people on this call. One individual, you're either an aspiring entrepreneur, you have knowledge and you have passion, but you have yet to turn that knowledge and passion into a thriving business. Okay. And that is great. I am glad you're here. Let's stay committed. The other person, you guys might already have, there are actually three people I'm going to go over on this. The second person is you might already have a side hustle, but you have a full-time job and a full-time career already. And so for you with the full-time, business, how can we create a roadmap in the next 5 days that allows you to go from W-2 to full-time as a full-time entrepreneur, right? How do you supplement that income? And you need a strategy to get you there. Then we got the third person on here, which is you are already a full-time entrepreneur. However, you have an unfulfilled desire of maybe making your first 6-figure year or maybe your first 7-figure year. All of that is going to be covered today, but more specifically today is all about getting clear. I got the 4 F's to clarity is what we're going to be going over today. But firstly, is it okay if I share a little bit about my backstory, just so you guys understand where I'm coming from when this program got built and when it got put together? And is that fine with everybody? I had a notification from somebody on LinkedIn who popped up. Yes, guys, I did have to shut down LinkedIn. My bandwidth for LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, and Facebook Live, and now I just went Instagram Live. Good thing my Instagram's separate, but the bandwidth was too strong, so I had to stick to Facebook, which is the priority for everyone who registered for this event. Okay, so I'll share a little bit about myself and background so you guys could get all caught up. And if you guys are registered for this event, but you're catching the recording, please participate to your full advantage. There is, let me actually pull up some housekeeping. Let me pull up some things to share with you guys. Actually, I should have done that. Let's go over here. Let's hop over here. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my screen on the lives. Can everybody see my slides? Okay. Want to make sure we're good to go on Facebook and over here on YouTube. All right, so let's cover some housekeeping first, and then I'll dive into my story. So it is day 1 of the Master Your Habits, Master Your Life Challenge. Guys, this is called a challenge for a reason. Now the dates, ignore the dates on this. We did not get them updated, but the free challenge starts daily September 16th through September 20th at 4 p.m. Pacific time every single day. Now, each broadcast will be approximately 60 to 90 minutes. I say 60 because the lesser the participants we have, we get through it quicker. The more participants we have, it does go longer, but we do cut it off at 90 minutes. Now, replays will be available immediately after the live broadcast. So once VIP is done, give it about an hour and it'll all be live in the Facebook group. It'll be live on the replay page. Now, we will email, text, and Facebook message you daily with reminders and recaps so you don't miss a thing. Now, the Ideal Habit Challenge VIP will start immediately following the main session. So this is your chance right now. If you are not in VIP and you want to spend an extra 60 minutes after to hang out in VIP and make sure that's where we're going to do one-on-one. Anything we learn in each day, we're going to spend an extra hour after implementing the homework. We could do hot seat coaching. I might have special guests on. You guys can ask me questions about habits, business, entrepreneurship, marketing, relationships, whatever it is. But that's VIP, guys. VIP is only $27. Like, I didn't even know what to do with VIP. I just threw a number out there, $27. So if you're not in VIP, the value you're going to get in VIP is tremendous for $27. Now, where do I watch the live replays? The challenge Facebook group is where you're going to get access to those live replays. So we will email you links to the challenge replay page. You will also get linked from the Facebook page to the challenge replay page for day 1 through 5 for the challenge. Now, how do I access my links? Guys, everything is going to be emailed to you. And if not, please Facebook Messenger me ASAP. When you send me a message in Facebook that you guys don't got a specific link, whether it's to the Facebook Live, the YouTube Live, or the replays, just shoot me a message. I'll make sure everything's there. If you upgrade to VIP, or when you upgrade to VIP, you will get a link emailed to you directly for the Zoom call that I'm on. We're actually broadcasting to Facebook and to YouTube from Zoom. So my VIP members hang out in Zoom. Okay, so how to use the Facebook page. One, we go live, okay? Post your questions there. When I say go live is you go live, share a little bit about your story, your background. Post questions. Any questions that come up from the challenge, post the questions inside of the Facebook group so that way we can answer them and I can get them answered for you and have conversations with others. Here's what's nice. If you are attending this live, whether you are live or watching the replays, you are one of the first members of the Ideal Habits Challenge. So one, congratulations for being live, being one of the first members. You will see this group grow tremendously over the next year. It's going to grow super massive. So take advantage of having conversations with others. You never know what's going to happen. You can find clients, partnerships, resources, strategies, but you also got to discuss what you're here for, let people know why you're here. So if you're not already, registered, hop into the Facebook group and you'll get that there. Now in the feature tab, this is where updates for all the challenges will be. The live trainings will be pinned there. And in the guides is where you can get access to the replays. The resources actually are not in the guides. Those are going to be in the files tab. So if you go to the files, you could print day 1 worksheet today for our clarity, our 4 F's to clarity for today. All right, let's see if there's anything else. Here's what you get for if you upgrade to VIP. You'll get an additional 60 minutes, daily live training and implementation. That is $997 value. Bonus that we're going to throw in there is I'll give you guys 3 months free trial to the Ideal app. That's $27. The Ideal app, that's $30. So technically you get the app that pays for that. And then you get all these other bonuses are just bonuses. So special guest. If and when I decide to have any special guests on here, you guys could get access to them in the VIP. That's where you get access to the VIP. Bonus number 3 is the Master Your Habit, Master Your Life course. That program is $997. You guys will get that as a bonus if you're in our VIP program. The Ideal Banking System training, that's $197 value. And the bonus number 5 is the Millionaires to Billionaires Masterclass, 52 archive live trainings for $29.97. All of that, guys, that's a total value of $15,000. That's a lot, $27. So challenge participation. Go live and introduce yourself. Why are you committing to being here? Interact with others inside of the Facebook group. Guys, remember, be kind, encourage one another. We are family at Ideal. And this is a challenge. So guess what? Invite a challenge buddy. Get a link right there. There's the link. Invite it to them. Have them register for day 2 tomorrow. They could catch up on day 1. And here's what the schedule is going to look like. Let me make sure everything's just going good. Everybody following me along on the lives on YouTube and on Facebook. We're going good. All right. Just making sure. All right. So let me hop back over here. Here's what the 5 days is going to entail. We're going to go over the 4 F's to clarity on day 1. We're going to move over to day 2, where we're going to do a exercise called aligning you with you. This is understanding that knowing doing gap, and I'll explain that when we get there. Then we're going to move over to a worthy ideal. That's identifying a clear vision for achievement. And then we're going to move over to executing with focus, which is the 5 critical tasks for daily progress. And then we'll recap and finalize with day 5. So here is the 4 F's for clarity. Everybody ready to get started? Let's, I see, yeah, it seems like I got everybody on Arizona up in here. We got, that going good. All right, that is the housekeeping. So before, before we jump into the 4 F's for clarity, is it okay now? I'll share a little bit about my story and how this came about. Now, growing up, just so you guys know a little bit about me, I didn't grow up from high income. I didn't grow up middle class. I grew up very poverty, in a poverty environment, and in the lower end of town, the city, the country I grew up in was actually in the top 5 for crime every single year in the country. And so it wasn't really good of an environment. When I was growing up, I could, I could go to a friend's house. I could go to another family member's house, and just the environment alone didn't allow me to realize that there was anything more to life. What do I mean by that? I mean, every single time I went to my kitchen and I opened up the cupboards, there was cockroaches in the cupboards, right? That if it rained, I had to pull an all-nighter because I didn't know if the roof was going to cave in my bedroom or if it was going to cave in the kitchen, right? I just didn't know. And so there was a lot of times like that growing up. So I didn't really realize it. I could go to a friend's house and it was the same. That's what I mean. If I go to my friend's house and I go to pull a snack out of the cupboard, again, you're greeted with some cockroaches. Now, even though that's a disgusting concept, right? It was so normal growing up that I didn't even think anything of it. I didn't think it was bad at all because it was just my life from the day I was born. Now, I would say a lot of my life changed around the age of 15. I dealt with a lot of different things in my life growing up, similar to those situations that I discussed. But it wasn't until 15 that something intuitively just didn't feel right. Now, I always watched my mom work hard. I always watched her work 3 jobs. She worked hard and she put a roof over our head. Now, given it wasn't the greatest roof, but it was a roof, right? She put food on the table. Again, even though it wasn't always the best food, sometimes it was just McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King. You guys, ever from anybody familiar with those breakfast, lunches, and dinners? Cereal, ramen. It was that type of lifestyle. Food on the table though, and clothes on our backs. We always had clothes. And she always did a really, really good job at investing into our athletics, keeping us busy during sports. And so I didn't realize, again, I didn't think anything of it, but to be behind on bills, you're working hard, you work 3 jobs. I don't know if that was a lot of money, growing up. But for all of that, for collection still calling the phone, for us to be behind on bills, that's where it intuitively at 15, you start asking questions and you start seeing things, and things didn't make a whole lot of sense. But I'll tell you what one thing that happened. I was an athlete at heart. I grew up, I was playing basketball. Basketball was my favorite sport. And through basketball, I learned, the habits of discipline. I decided to just do my own thing and create focus, and it kept me out of trouble. Now, the other hobby I had, on the other hand, is I was very interested and fascinated into cars, automotives. So I was involved in a lot of the street racing scene. However, I didn't know luxury cars existed. I didn't know a Lamborghini was a thing. I didn't know a Porsche was a thing. See, when I grew up, we didn't even have TV. We couldn't afford TV. So without having TV and without affording TV, I didn't even know about any luxury cars. I didn't know about these celebrities, that maybe some of you guys knew about in middle school or high school growing up. I just didn't know those things. And so one day, I had a friend call me, and there's this thing. Anybody in the chats, if you guys have heard of Gold Rush Rally, just throw it in the chats, give me a thumbs up. But a friend called me and he said, "Hey, Mike, Gold Rush Rally is coming to town. You should go with me." I was like, "A Gold Rush Rally? What is this?" And I Googled it, Gold Rush Rally. And he goes, "Yeah, it's going to be a car show at the Strip." Now I'm familiar with the Strip. I used to race cars growing up, and I would always go to the Strip. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, I looked it up, and it was a whole bunch of nice cars. It was, Ferraris, Porsches, Lamborghinis, G-Wagons, anything you could think of luxury. And what Gold Rush Rally is it's like a tour. It's a car show tour. And it's a bunch of wealthy people, and they get together from New York, and they drive all the way down south. Then they drive all the way to the West Coast, all the way to LA. It's like a 2 to 3 week tour. And they stop in cities along the way. And some people, they might start in New York, and they only go 3 states down, and then they go home. But whoever's in, Georgia will hop on, and they'll go to Dallas, and then they'll go back home to Dallas. Some people go all the way through to LA. So it became very, very active. But they came through my city, and when they showed up in my city, I ended up going and attending it. And this is where my mind was just blown. How is it that these families, here's what blew my mind. These cars are worth anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million per car. We're talking about $1 million Ferraris. We're talking about a few people had Bugattis, like $1 million cars. Here's what I saw. I saw people taking 2 to 3 weeks off of work, supposedly, and with their families. They brought their families with them, and they looked at ease. These families looked at ease. And there's an individual in my personal and professional development journey. Anybody here familiar with Earl Nightingale? Mm-hmm. Apologize for that. Anybody here familiar with Earl Nightingale? You can give me a thumbs up in the chats. And so Earl Nightingale has a recording called The Magic Word. And the magic word, it's a 14-minute audio. And for about 5 years ago, I discovered this audio. And I'll bring this back to when I was 15. And I discovered this audio, the magic word, 14-minute audio. And the magic word is attitude, right? But about 3 minutes into the audio, Earl Nightingale says this. He says, "Why is it that some people do so well in life while many more do not?" Why is it that some people do so well in life, okay, while many more do not? When I heard that, I was like, wow, that is the sophisticated question that I had intuitively at 15. That's exactly what was running through my mind when I was 15. I just couldn't articulate the question. I didn't know the question that I was actually going after. But when I was 15, I got invited to that car show, and I see my mom work hard, right? Why is it that some people live so well in life, these people at Gold Rush Rally, they look like they're living at ease, while many more, right? I get that example of my mom working 3 jobs hard, putting a roof over her head, whatever it is, but we're still behind on bills. Many more do not. It intuitively didn't make sense to me. So from that day, a year goes by, and I graduate high school a year early. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out there into the world and I'm going to find out that this working hard thing, there's something wrong here at home. Because it's kind of crazy how you can work so hard and not achieve success. Right. And I got introduced to a new world of success with Gold Rush Rally. So I was like, oh, wow, let me go out there and let me see what I can do. Okay. And like most of you guys on this call, we are aspiring entrepreneurs, or you guys are entrepreneurs. And so I went out there and I found out that these people, these that own these cars, they were business owners or entrepreneurs. So that inspired me to go. And as a kid, I always used to, do side hustles. I was an entrepreneurial kid, right? Making money in creative ways to fund my fun lifestyle, whether it was sports or cars. But then I really got into the real world. I graduated high school. I moved out to Arizona and I started entrepreneurship. Now, with one thing in mind, proving that you can work hard and create success. But I didn't know, that this was going to lead to a lot of doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of stress. And so early in my entrepreneurship journey, I ran into my business partner, Blake. Some of you guys know him. If you guys don't, go follow Blake Hahn on Instagram and Facebook. And so I ran into Blake about a year into my entrepreneurship journey. And I was already I had a marketing agency at the time. And I seen Blake and a tribe of other people post a photo online, an entrepreneurship photo. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go attend this event. I'm going to go see what's going on. I want to network with other entrepreneurs. And so I'm going, and once I attend that event, Blake and I end up building a phenomenal relationship, and I ended up joining network marketing. I ended up getting into network marketing. And Blake and I and a few other individuals, we did so well, right? We recruited 6,000 people in 6 months. Now you're talking about 17, 18 years old. Some of these kids are making $10,000 days. It was a lot of money coming into our pocket. We had a tremendous amount of success in a short period amount of time. So Blake and I, we got together and we started investing our money. And we tried everything to create success. Again, we're going after success. Whatever that vision of success is for you, I promise you, I tried it. I started a social media marketing agency. I started a processing company. We started a suit line. Blake went and bought a franchise gym and we ran that. We started a supplement company. What else am I missing? We did MLM. We started a personal and professional development company. We did e-commerce. We did drop shipping. We tried everything to create success in our lives. And it was just, even though, right, Instagram is that highlight reel. Even though over the last decade, I spent a decade trying to answer that question. Remember, Earl Nightingale said, why is it that some people live so well in life while many more do not? Now, I'm spending the next decade trying to figure this out, the answer to this. Guys, I figured it out. I know the answer, and that's why you're here on this challenge today. I want to solve that for you guys so that way you guys can get where you guys want to go today. And so throughout the decades, Instagram and social media is like that highlight reel, right? So you start a business, you post a photo. Look, we just launched another business. It's another logo and another website. Then we launch another one. We buy a gym and we launch that up. And then we start a suit line and we launch that logo, and a e-commerce brand and we launch that up. And so a clothing brand, fashion, whatever it is. And from the outside looking in, it really looks like we were having a tremendous amount of success. Right? I got a call from an investor who lived in Florida, and they were like, "Yeah, Michael, if you live in Florida, I'll invest into your business." This was one of my startups. So I ended up moving out to Florida for 2 years, and the 2 years I'm in Florida, everyone has a boat, everyone has a yacht. So being on a boat and a yacht is just kind of like being in a pool in Arizona, right? It's just common because it's so dang hot. Over there, it's just the same thing. It's common, not only that it's hot, but a lot of people got boats. And so now it even looks like I'm more successful because I'm posting a picture on a yacht or a boat almost every single day. And even though those businesses made money, those 12 businesses, they all made money, right? Some of them were 20,000 a year. Some of them were 50,000 a year, but 2 of them hit 6 figures a year. And out of all 12 of them, I was able to sell 2 in Florida with the investor. We shut down 9 and I kept 1, and that 1 evolved into Ideal today. And here's the trap of entrepreneurship. If you ever felt this as an entrepreneur, here's the trap. We are told as entrepreneurs, take all the money your business makes and reinvest it back into the business until your business makes profit. Don't do that. That hurts. Oh man, that hurts. I did that for 7 years. My first 7 years of my entrepreneurship journey, I did that, and it hurts, right? We maybe took a little bit out to pay, to eat some food and pay our bills and stuff like that. But I promise you guys, I have a process and a system that I can guarantee you profit in your business tomorrow from the next deposit. Next deposit, profit. Next deposit, you got money aside for Uncle Sam, taxes, not your money. Next deposit, you got money to pay yourself. As an entrepreneur, if you are not paying yourself, you're doing something wrong. We start a business to earn financial freedom, yet you don't pay yourself. How does that make sense? And next deposit, I could guarantee you to have operating expenses for that business. Doesn't that sound amazing? Anybody agree with me, right? Doesn't that sound great? If you could guarantee me, you're saying, Michael, you could guarantee me profits for the business, money set aside for taxes, owner's comp to pay myself so I can make a living building my business, and I still have money left over to operate my company. Yes, I promise you, I can guarantee all of that for you because I learned a banking strategy that changed my life forever. Okay. And I see this with startup entrepreneurs, and I've seen this with companies that earn tens of millions of dollars a year doing it backwards. So from the inside out, right? We've seen from the outside in. From the inside out, I'm stressed. I'm worried. I got fear. I got doubts. I got anxiety. I'm not paying myself, right? I'm eating the bare minimum just so I could get by to the next day, but I'm reinvesting everything into the money, right? $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, whatever it is, just reinvesting back into the business without paying myself. For a decade, for 7 years, guys. I don't want you guys to go 7 years building a business without paying yourselves. I want you guys to start paying yourselves tomorrow. I want you guys to start building a successful business tomorrow. Matter of fact, today. Everybody can still hear me good on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Give me another thumbs up. And so, to wrap up this story, Blake and I sat down. Blake gave me a phone call. He was here in Arizona. I was out in Miami. He gave me a phone call and he says, hey, and by the way, everybody was asking, right? We had 6,000 people we recruited into network marketing, and we met a lot of people in life since then. And they were asking, how is it that you guys keep starting new businesses, right? You might invest 30 grand, shut it down, invest 50 grand, shut it down, take on 100K investment, build a business, shut it down. How do you keep going? What keeps you guys confident? What keeps you guys focused? Most people would have quit and gave up, and went and got a job after the first business failed. What keeps you going? And we didn't know how to answer anybody. So Blake gave me that phone call. And he said, we're going to figure out, we're not going to get off this phone call until we figure out what is everything that we're doing on a daily basis at the peak of all of our successes. And we took this all the way back to like sports in high school, right? Being top athletes. And we took this throughout our entrepreneurship journey. Every time we had peak successes, what were we doing on a daily basis? And we wrote it down. We wrote it down. And so we said, all right, if this is true for us, is this same thing true for other entrepreneurs that have created success in their life? If this is true for us, is it true for everyone else? So we're like, okay, let's go figure this out. And so we wrote down what we did. We said, how do we get a hold of some of the most successful people on earth? Like, easy. We've always wanted to start a podcast. Why don't we start a talk show and just interview them? So we started the Millionaires to Billionaires talk show. And we set off and we go interview hundreds of millionaires, billionaires. And we asked them the same question. We asked them where they were when they were growing up, where they're at today, and what is everything they did at the peak of all their successes to get there. And we took their answers and we took our answers and we kind of lined them, overlapped them, and this 3D image popped out and it was like, aha, that's it. That's the answer, right? Because almost everything Blake and I were doing on a daily basis, and almost everything that these millionaires and these billionaires were doing on a daily basis, and this is all documented. You guys could go to YouTube right now and watch all the interviews. And it came to my current belief right now. Why you guys are on this call is why all this has happened. And that's everything that you want in life and in business is on the other side of developing new successful habits. Everything you want in life and in business is on the other side of developing new successful habits. Okay. That business, now if I reverse engineer this, all those 12 companies today, I could restart them one after another, after another, after another. And all of them, I could create 7-figure, 8-figure, maybe even 9-figure companies because I know what works, right? Thomas Edison with the light bulb, he said, I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Over the last decade, I found the 10,000 ways that didn't work. And I found the way that did work. And now I can apply that to any company, any business, any strategy, any resource, and I can make sure and guarantee progress. And so that takes me to the end of Earl Nightingale's video. The end of Earl Nightingale's video, he defines success. Okay. And so this is to wrap up the story and Ideal and how Ideal became about. And Earl Nightingale gives his definition of success. He says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Success, okay, let's break this down together. Success is the progressive realization. Okay, that's step one. So you got to progressively realize something, okay? Success is the progressive realization, meaning you got to make progress in realizing something, okay? Now let's see what that something is. We bring in the next word, a worthy, okay? Worthy. So now let's define worthy. Worthy is something of value to you, something valuable, right? So success is the progressive realization of a worthy, okay? So you got to make progress in realizing the value in what? A worthy ideal. A worthy ideal. A worthy ideal. So now I was like, okay, let's take this last word, ideal. Let's define the word ideal, okay? This is why you're here on this call today, okay? Ideal means only in the imagination, desirable or perfect, but not likely to become a reality. So I was like, okay, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Let's put all this together and why this makes so much sense. You got to progressively realize something of value that you desire, that's in your imagination. It's perfect or desirable. But here's the thing, it's not likely to become a reality. Why is it not likely to become a reality? That goes back to the question, right? Why is it that some people live so well in life while many more do not? Well, it's in the root word of ideal, which is idea. And you have to have a multitude of ideas. And then you have to put those ideas to work. And as you put those ideas to work to create your ideal life, right? Your ideal relationship, your ideal fitness, your ideal health, whatever it is, your ideal revenue, your ideal income, your ideal product, your ideal customers, whatever that ideal is, there's this gap, right? And if you guys are a part of us on day 2, you guys will see what this gap is. This gap is where you're at right now and where you want to be. Well, there's that gap, and that gap is called the knowing doing gap. You know what you should be doing. You might be one of the smartest people on this call, but you don't do nothing with that information. We got to close that gap. And when we close this gap, how do you close the gap? Well, you got to develop new successful habits in your life, right? Everything you desire, everything you want in life and in business is on the other side of developing new successful habits. When you do that, you will close this gap, right? A lot of us develop the habit of knowing. That's reading more books, taking more courses, watching more videos, going to more seminars. How many of you guys have gone seminar after seminar after seminar, watching webinar after webinar, reading book after book after book, taking course after course after course? You are developing the habit of knowing. How about in the next 5 days, I teach you guys of developing the habit of doing, so you could close that gap. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. All right, that's a little bit about my story, guys. You guys ready to get started? First and foremost, thank you for letting me share. Let's see. We still got YouTube Live. We're going there. We still got Facebook Live. We're going there. All right. And then we got Zoom. I had to shut down LinkedIn. Unfortunately, I was broadcasting too much. I'll figure out that and we'll go live on LinkedIn next time. All right. So let's go ahead and get going. That's a little bit about my story. That's why you guys are here today. Now, I want to set some expectations. I always like to set some expectations so that way we are clear before we get going. Okay. Here's what you guys can expect from me. I'm going to share what's working best right now. I'm not going to hold back. Okay. There's no agenda. Actually, my biggest agenda is to work with you in the long term. I want to figure out how I can work with you either one-on-one or take your vision further faster. Okay. Number 2 is I'm going to be available to support you guys even offline. If you guys are a part of the challenge, you guys registered in the email, it'll take you to the Facebook group page. Go hop in the Facebook group page, ask all the questions you want there, and I will personally answer any of the questions you guys have. You guys don't need to wait for the next session. I will be on there. My notifications are on, and I will see it, and I'll go and answer. Okay. And expectation number 3 is I'm going to show up every day on time for you guys. Now, if you guys were here last challenge, we had some technical difficulties. This is my first time learning live stream. I'm getting better and better at it. Now I know how to live stream now, so I want to make sure I live stream to all platforms, and then we're gonna increase the quality too as we go and grow. All right, give me 1 second. All right, let me adjust some things. Now, here's what I can expect from you. Okay. As entrepreneurs, you guys are here, either you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you have a side hustle, or you're a full-time entrepreneur, and you don't even need to be an entrepreneur. Guys, if you guys just want to be a better parent, right? Better coworker, a better spouse, whatever it is in life, my expectation from you is that you take ownership of all the results and everything you are right now in your life. Okay. And let this be a vehicle for the next 5 days. Take ownership of all the results and everything you are right now. A lot of us want to blame outside circumstances, outside conditions, things you don't control. All right. Let this be a vehicle for the next 5 days. Play full out. How many of you guys have been to those seminars and those workshops, right? They say play full out. I get it now. If you guys don't do this with intention and with integrity, you guys ain't going to get nothing from it, to be honest. You can show up, you can watch the replays, you can listen, and go one in ear, out the other ear. Show up with a purpose. What do you want to get? There is something that you guys have not solved in your life today that you need to get solved so it could get you to the next level in your life or in your business. Let's make these 5 days that vehicle to get you there. Okay. Number 2, second thing I can expect from you guys is do all the work I assign you, even if it feels uncomfortable. And I promise sometimes it will. Is that okay with everybody? Is that okay with you? That's called playing full out. If you guys want to download the worksheet for day one, it's in the Facebook page or it's in the emails. If you got the email, just go. It'll say download the worksheets for day one. Go into the folder, download the worksheet. If you guys are on Facebook, inside of the Facebook group, go to files, download the worksheet there, and you guys will have the worksheet for all 3 days. I suggest, if you can, download all of them and then print them all out. I'm actually working on making sure all those PDFs are editable in the near future. But for the most part, if you could print them out, do that. If not, notebook and paper is fine. And then here's number 3, guys. Here's what I can expect from you. One of the biggest things that entrepreneurs failed to do and should be doing more often is don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay. You're not at this alone. I am your team. Okay. If I spend time with entrepreneurs and they don't ask for help, how the heck do you think they're going to get their answers? Right. So with that, my final ask is, should by the end of the five sessions, guys, your expectations were exceeded and you got tremendous value, would it be okay to ask for a review? We want it. The only way for me to grow this, right, to take this framework and give it to the world, is to get your guys' testimonial so we could share those testimonials to the world. So that way we could keep introducing this program to more and more people. All right. Can we do that? Okay. Now, here's also what I want to ask. If you really loved it, I want you guys to introduce 2 people to the program for the next challenge. Just 2 people that you could think of that would value the same experience. Okay. Don't hold back. You don't know who would, appreciate the invite to this. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's striving to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you invite somebody and they just want to climb the corporate ladder. That is phenomenal. We can execute that and grow that at the same time. Okay. Now, if you guys don't want the experience to end, at the end of the 5 days, if it's okay with you, right, which I'm more than happy with, would it be okay if I present you with what the next step would look like to re-enroll and what it looks like to work with Ideal, Blake and I, for a year? Okay. Now, if you want to know sooner, just again, reach out to us on Messenger and we'll go from there. All right, everybody ready to knock out and execute some work. Here's what we're going to do. Let's game plan for the next 12 months. We will, I'll pull up my slides so you guys can follow along. And let's get some homework done. I will pay attention to the comments. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, throw them in there. Again, take advantage of, really, I'm only going to answer a lot of questions in the Facebook group. So if you're on YouTube Live or LinkedIn Live or Instagram Live, I most likely won't be answering questions. I'm going to answer questions only for our registered members, which are either on Zoom if you're in VIP or Facebook Live. So let me hop over here and let's go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. We got the 4 F's to clarity. Let's write this down. 4 F's to clarity. Okay. We're going to discuss the next 12 months, the next 12 months and the next 5 days, right? So take out a sheet of paper, pen, paper, and in bullet points, just jot down briefly, what are some goals 12 months from now? If we sit down and we have a conversation about the things you accomplished, what are those accomplishments? Okay. Write down, make sure you write down goals for your personal life and you're writing down goals for your professional life. Then after that, I'll give you guys some time to do this. Every single one, we got 4 F's to clarity. Let me see where we're at on the clock. We got about 30 minutes. So I'll give about 5 to 10 minutes on each one. We'll do that. And then we'll wrap it up for day 1 and we'll continue on with VIP. So 12 months from now, if we sit down and have a conversation about the things you have accomplished, what are those things? Guys, day 1, is going to lead up to day 2. It's going to lead up to day 3, lead up to day 4, and lead up to day 5. Do the work. Do the work. I cannot stress how important it is to really do the work. What do you want to achieve in the next 12 months? Right? In Proverbs 29, I'm very faith-based. In Proverbs 29, it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. You have to have a vision. People wonder why they don't go far in life. See, let's go back to Earl Nightingale's quote. Why is it that some people do so well in life while many more do not? Well, the answer, guys, is a vision. The people that do so well in life have a clearly defined vision. Doesn't that make sense? I think that makes a whole lot of sense. The people in life have a clearly defined vision. Write down all your goals and bullet points, personal life and professional life. Think of relationships, relationship goals, career goals, income goals, personal development goals, fitness goals, health goals, financial goals. I already said career goals, friendship goals, social goals, right? Think of goals in every area of your life. Jot those down, write them down, write them down, write them down. This is important for the next 5 days. Show up with intention, show up with integrity. When you clearly define, think about where you're at right now. Think about if you are, let's go over the 3 people, entrepreneurs on this call. Okay, you're an aspiring entrepreneur. You have a full-time career. You have no side hustle yet. You have no business yet. Okay, but you have a knowledge or you have a passion, and you could take this knowledge and passion and I could show you how to turn it into a thriving business. What would be that business? What would be that skill set, that talent, that knowledge that you would want to share with the world? How could you leverage? This is important, guys, for especially today's economy, right? We have phones and we have laptops. Guys, I'm doing this call for fun from my office here in the studio. I could be doing this call from home. I could travel the world. I could do this call in another country. Like, isn't that cool? So what knowledge or passion do you have to turn into a thriving business? Okay. We're going to create a roadmap over the next 5 days on how you can accomplish just that and build a foundation for a thriving business. Now, the second entrepreneur on this call, you do have a 9 to 5, but you also have a side hustle. For some of you, it's e-commerce, it's drop shipping. For some of you, it's fashion and you got a clothing brand. For some of you, it's marketing. You got a digital marketing agency. For some of you, it's a fitness training. You're a fitness trainer on the side part-time. What is it for you, right? And if you guys are in Facebook, or if you guys are on the YouTube lives or the Facebook lives, jot your answers down. Like, what is it for you? What is it that you're doing? And the more answers you guys put down, whether it's in I'll pay attention to both. But again, remember, I'm only answering questions on Facebook Live, but like, I'm going to pay attention to both. I'll bring up both. Where are you at? Are you the first entrepreneur? Are you the second entrepreneur? Or are you the third entrepreneur? And you already are a full-time entrepreneur. You're a full-time entrepreneur. You don't have a 9 to 5. See, for the 9 to 5ers that have a side hustle, what we're going to do in the next 5 days is we're going to create a game plan, a roadmap, and see what it looks like. So that way you can exchange your 9 to 5 for your business full-time. Wouldn't that be nice? People say you get into entrepreneurship, you kind of buy yourself a job. Meaning you get into entrepreneurship, you think that you're going to make a lot of money, and you end up working 80 hours double time. And the reason why we're okay with that as entrepreneurs, it's not like that forever, guys. It's only like that if you don't have a roadmap or a game plan on what to do. If you have a game plan or a roadmap on what to do, you can actually take the weekends off. I don't work Sundays, even though it's hard for me not to. I try not to work Saturdays, even though it's hard for me not to, right? Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I try to work 9 to 5, even though it's hard for me not to. As an entrepreneur, I love working those extra hours. I got my mind turning 24/7 to get things done, but by choice, right? Not by force. So we'll create that game plan. Now, if you're a full-time entrepreneur, the scale is very broad. Okay, you're full-time. I've dealt with a lot of variety of full-time entrepreneurs, and you're either not paying yourself enough to get the job done, so you can actually scale the business. You're paying yourself too little. Maybe you have that unfulfilled desire. You've never hit six figures, and so you want to get your business to finally hit six figures, so you have some breathing room to grow and scale. Maybe you're in six figures and you've been stuck at six figures. Guys, I've had clients at all scales, and I'll go through them right now as a full-time entrepreneur. Maybe you're at 100,000 to 300,000 a year, but it's you haven't hit the ceiling to seven figures, right? You have that unfulfilled desire of earning seven figures in your business. Now, I'll tell you what. And guys, as you guys are listening, please jot down your 12-month goals, your 12-month goals, 12-month goals. Think about this, 12-month goals, please. Bullet points. We've heard the saying, what got you here won't get you there, right? What get you to your first $10,000 a month won't get you to six figures. What got you to six figures won't get you to seven figures. And what got you to seven figures won't get you to eight figures. And what got you to eight figures won't get you to nine figures. We have a client in Dallas who just gave Blake a phenomenal phone call. He just locked in $110 million in contracts for 2025. They were stuck at $10 million a year. They were stuck there. And they just wrote $110 million in contracts for 2025. Phenomenal. I've had individuals that were homeless, sleeping in their cars. And in a year, being a top sales rep at a company, being a regional manager in a company, buying their first house, their car, and getting married. Within 400 days. Those are true people. These are real people. Those are two different ends of the spectrum. So whatever entrepreneur you are, I promise you guys, don't show up here with ego. Don't show up here thinking that, oh, I made six figures. I know what I'm doing. Nope. What got you here won't get you there. Don't show up on this call just because you made seven figures thinking you're a know-it-all too. I don't know it all. Whatever I don't know, I'll say, guys, I don't know, but let's go figure it out together, right? What got you to seven figures won't get you to eight figures. What got you to eight figures won't get you to nine figures. Okay, so now we're going to jump on to the next one. If you guys feel free to jot down any of those goals inside of the chat, either the chat, the Facebook group, wherever you guys are at, if you guys want to jot any of those 12-month goals, anybody who participates gives me some live examples, so that way we could keep diving deeper. People that participate over the full 5 days get the full amount of value. That's why VIP is available. So if you want to invest into VIP, invest into yourself so we could take these and go one-on-one with them, we could do that. Now, let's break that down. Over the next 5 days, guys, you have joined this 5-day challenge to gain clarity and accomplishment. Something you desire that you have yet to solve for yourself. In bullet points, briefly jot down what you are aiming to solve. You have joined this 5-day challenge to gain clarity and accomplishment. Okay. Something you desire that you have yet to solve for yourself. What is it? It's different for everybody. It is different for everybody. But when you figure it out and then you take the next 5 days with intention and integrity, you will solve those things. For some of us, let's get some ideas. Some of us, it's lead gen. We struggle with lead generation. Okay. For others, it's having processes and systems inside of your company. For others, it's you have no clue. You're feeling stuck. You don't know anything about business, and that's fine too. right? Some of us, we don't delegate enough. So we need to figure out, how can we delegate more? How can we find the right person to delegate to? When's the right time to hire? When's the right time to fire? When's the right time to scale? Right? So what is it for you? Something you desire that you have yet to solve for yourself. In bullet points, briefly jot down what you are aiming to solve. And again, if you guys are on any of the lives, feel free to share. I'll give you guys a few minutes to go ahead and jot that down, to input that. Then we'll move over to the next one. All right. Let me do this. I will I don't know if you guys could see my timer. If actually, I don't think I could screen share and do a timer at the same time, so it's all good. I will go ahead and give you guys a few more minutes. Make a shopping list for the next 12 months. Make a shopping list of things you want for your personal life and your professional life, right? Is it a revenue goal? Do you want to make your first $10,000 a month in the next 12 months? Do you want to just have 5 clients? Everybody's different. So whatever your business is, put it in here, right? If you have a restaurant, what is the goals? Is it monthly revenue? Is it reoccurring clients? Is it figuring out the profit margins better? Is it finding how you can step away from the business and hire a manager to take over the business? So 4Fs to clarity. Okay. We got the future out of the way. I want to talk about some frustrations. This is good to bring to our conscious mind. See, we deal with 2 parts of our mind at all times. We deal with our subconscious and our conscious mind. And these are things that I had to do, and these are things that I do often. I do this stuff I feel like I do this stuff every week. Every week, I'm writing down new 12-month goals. Every week, I'm identifying new frustrations. I'll show you where and how we do this. By the time we get to day 5, you're going to know exactly where to do this and how to do this. If some of you guys already in the email should have downloaded the Ideal app. The Ideal app is a framework that's going to help you get to your vision a lot further faster. Okay. So in bullet points, what are your current frustrations? What are you stuck on? What's bothering you? Jot down some things in bullet points. Okay. When you bring this to your conscious awareness, that's what we want to do. There's things that like, we're frustrated, but like, what the heck are you frustrated about? Sometimes we don't know. We just feel frustrated. We have the feeling of frustration, but we don't identify what it is. What is the trigger of that frustration? When you figure out what that trigger of that frustration is, you can actually use that. So where are you stuck on? What's bothering you? And jot that down too as well. If you're this is for everybody. Give me some thumbs up. I want to close my knowing doing gap in real estate. Hands down, easy. We can execute that. Guys, we are, remember, I am paying attention to both YouTube Live and Facebook Live, depending on if you're in the group chat. Okay. So make sure to jot that stuff down. All right. So what are your current frustrations? What are you stuck on and what's bothering you? Jot that down. Remember, we're bringing that to our conscious awareness. When you're consciously aware of it, you can see it. It starts to make a whole lot of sense. Here's what I'll do. It's 5:06. I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. Now, if you guys are East Coast, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's 8:06. Give you guys 2 minutes. Guys, and if you're watching the recordings, just anything that I'm talking about, jot down these bullet points as you're going along. Take the time out, do the homework, get it done. That's part of the know and doing gap, right? A lot of this, even though we're live streaming, you guys are sitting at home, maybe you're watching. Some of us, I know some people right now, you're probably at home and you're just AirPods are in and you're doing dishes and you're just listening to me in one ear. Some of you are probably doing laundry, folding up laundry, got the AirPods in, listening in one ear. It's very important that you show up on the computer with a pen, with a paper, and do the work, right? No distractions. Eliminate all the distractions. If you got kids, have somebody watch them for the moment, right? Have your parents watch them. Have a family member watch them, a friend, a family member, whoever's in the household. If you got kids, let them go play, give them something to do for the hour while we're together, but don't, let this, slip you by. Now, if you do, and you are that person, I just called you out and you're like, damn, that's me. Watch the recordings. Okay. Put this on again when it's done. The recordings will be available in like an hour from now. Watch the recordings, sit down and do the actual homework. That's part of that knowing doing gap. Some of you guys want to show up and you guys want to, that's my frustration with you guys, right? What's my current frustration? Man, people that show up and don't do the work because they just think it's another motivational thing. I'm not here to motivate you guys. I'm here to give you guys a process and a system and a strategy so that way you can actually achieve and hit these goals. Okay, sweet. So it's 5:08. Let's move on. Okay. What have you tried and it didn't work? Remember, when I was sharing a little bit of my story, we're all trying to create success in one way, shape, or form. Whatever that way is for you. What it was for me was building a successful business. To me, money resonated with me, right? For you, for some people, it's being a better parent, a better coworker, hitting your career goals, hitting your fitness goals, your health goals, your relationship goals, whatever it is, right? Being a better brother, spouse, whatever. For me, dollar amounts resonated the most. And so for you, I'm assuming you're watching this as an entrepreneur. I'm assuming dollar amounts means something to you when it comes to success as well. And to be honest, Grant Cardone has a quote that says, being poor is selfish. I agree. Being poor is selfish. How many of us want to change the world and make an impact on the world, but you can't? Why? Because it takes money. So you can't complain that other people are successful and you don't know where they're giving their money, right? So you can't judge. So what have you tried and didn't work? And where have you failed in the past? What I mean by this is we're all trying to create success. I try to create success in business and entrepreneurship. Things that I tried in the past was I was going to every personal development seminar, watching every personal development course, hiring coaches, launching an e-commerce business, right? A drop shipping business, a fashion company, network marketing, clothing, branding, suits, and so on, and more and more and more and more and more. Then I realized, remember, I found out what not just didn't work, but I found out what will work. What will actually, I could go back to all those things now and turn them into 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure businesses. Easy, hands down. No brainers. But in the time when I was actually pursuing it, it didn't work out for me. So I want you to jot down those things. Again, we got to bring this to our conscious awareness. Really write this down, reflect. What have you tried in the past that didn't work? Because when we get through to day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, this is going to build upon itself and you guys are going to realize, oh, it didn't work because of this knowing doing gap. The habits you have yet to develop for yourself is a lot of the reasons why a lot of this has not worked. Guys, my belief is that everything you desire in life and business is on the other side of developing those successful habits. We'll dive into what habits, whenever you let me know you're serious. Let me tune back into YouTube for a second. I'll give you guys a few more minutes to jot those bullet points down. Guys, YouTube's good connection. Facebook was good connection. LinkedIn was like terrible connection. Too much bandwidth, it said. It gave me a big old red error. Okay. We are looking good. We are looking good. And again, if you guys are in the YouTube live or in the Facebook group live, jot these down. Share. The more you share with the group, the more you share with us. We're able to do some hot seat coaching. We're able to give live examples, and we're able to give you guys feedback in real time. Right? And not only that, other people know what you're trying to pursue or aim to pursue, what you tried that didn't work, and some people in the group might be able to help you. Now, again, remember, if you're on this live, you're some of the first people in the group. Congrats. It's going to grow. We're going to do this for network marketing next. So if you guys know any network marketing professionals, you're going to want to invite them to the next challenge because it's all about network marketing. Okay. So I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. We'll go to 5:15. I had an individual who came to us and he said, Michael, Blake, I'll do your 90-day challenge. Sure. And so we gave him the book. We gave him the framework on how to do this 90-day challenge. See, you guys are doing a 5-day challenge. He did a 90-day challenge. That's our ideal challenge, is the 90-day challenge. I'll share what the 90-day challenge entails when we get to day 5. Now, he started to do it, but he started it with the wrong intentions and no integrity. The wrong intentions, no integrity. 90 days in, here's what he did. He did it every day for 90 days. He did what he had to do for 90 days. He got into day 90. He gave us the book. Excuse me. And he said, look, I did it. Gave us the book. Said, told you it doesn't work. Guys, by the way, in this FedEx package is the new Ideal Daily Success book. So I just got this in. It's the sample version copy. I cannot show it to you guys. Actually, I can show it to you guys, but for time purposes, I will not share it with you guys. But we got the Ideal Daily book. So this is what he did, right? But he did last year's version of the book. And he came and he gave it right back to us. And he said, sorry, I was dealing with some connection errors. And he gave it back to us and he said, it don't work. I did it. Told you guys it wouldn't work. It doesn't work. And I said, all right, cool. Blake pulled him aside and he opened up his book. He goes, show me your book. Show me what you're doing. Show me how you're doing it. Opened it up. Wrong quarterly goals. Wrong 5 critical tasks for the day. We're going to get into that. Wrong goals. Wrong knowledge, wrong information, wrong understanding. Everything that he was doing was out of intention and out of no integrity. Okay. So he tried it. That's something. He tried the program and it didn't work. However, with some hot seat coaching, the reason why I'm telling you guys to share, with some hot seat coaching, 1 day hot seat coaching, this guy was able to change his life in just under a year, make multiple 6 figures, going from broke, homeless, to making multiple 6 figures, over $300,000 in under a year, when he put the right intention and the right integrity in place. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Um, sorry, I'm just making sure that you guys can still see my screen. All right, so we're at failures. Now here's what we're gonna do. This is the fourth and final F is fears, okay? We talked about our future. We talked about some, is it frustrations? Yeah, we talked about the future. We talked about some things that were frustrating you. It's important to bring all of this to your conscious mind, guys. All of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. We talked about some things you tried in the past that didn't necessarily work. Now we're going to talk about some fears. After all of that said and done, you guys have goals. Okay. What are some things you are concerned about, worried about, anxious, or fearful about? Jot down some bullet points. Are you fearful of success? Are you afraid of success? If you are, that's one of the dumbest fears I've ever heard in my life. I don't know why, but it is, right? Are you afraid of what others might think? Family members. Here's one rule of thumb. Yes, we all need social media to grow our company. Okay. So if you're that person that's like, I'm not very social, I don't use Facebook, I don't use Instagram, I'm gonna change your mindset right now. Shut up. Okay. Use it. I'm also going to change your mindset here. If you're worried about what other people think, here's the thing. Unfollow your mom, unfollow your dad, unfollow your brothers, unfollow your sister, unfollow all your friends and family. That does not matter. Guys, we create and produce content. We do not consume it. I'll show you guys how to strategically consume it. Maybe if you're a part of VIP, or if you decide to move forward with us and work for a year, I'll give you some things on how to actually strategize around, use social media to your advantage. I do not spend, I could go literally look at my screen time on my Instagram. My screen time has shrunk by almost damn near 90%, maybe 100% almost, but 90% when I went from scrolling on social media because I was fascinated watching other people's life to taking social media serious, and I only use it for business only, to build business relationships and post business content. My screen time has shrunk. I use it with intention. I don't care what people think. I do not need to be my mom's friend on Facebook. She's my mother, right? She has my phone number. She could FaceTime me. That is the same for you guys. You do not need to be your brother's friend on Facebook or on Instagram. They have your phone number. They could call you. Okay. Use social media for business. And here's the thing. If you're worried about what other people think, you suck. Get over it. Right? Get over it. You're gonna suck. You cannot get better at something you never do. There's two ways to develop habits. This might be a good time to talk about him. Now, one way to develop a habit is through emotional impact. And I would say 99% of the time, you do not want a habit to be developed through emotional impact. I'll give you a couple examples so you know what I mean. Let's say you're overweight, you weigh 400 pounds, and we all maybe know a friend or a family member or a friend's story of this, of their family member. But let's say you have somebody that you know of and they're 400 pounds, they're overweight, they're obese, and they're sitting in the doctor office. And the doctor walks in and they say, you know what? Things aren't looking good. If you don't change your fitness routine and your diet immediately today, when you go home, you will not be alive in 6 months. What do you think that person's going to go home and do? Odds are they're probably going to go home, throw everything out of the fridge, and restart their life that day. They're going to create a new diet, and they're going to commit to the gym probably twice a day. They don't even need to think about developing the habit of fitness in a new diet because they got hit with an emotional impact that it embedded it into their personality immediately. Right? I'll give you another example that's not so harsh, but might be familiar with you guys. As kids, we grow up and we're very ignorant as kids, at least, we're very ignorant human beings. Okay. I'm a very ignorant human being to a lot of things. And I'm willing to embrace the suck. And I'll show you how to embrace the suck. Something I learned from Greg Reed, maybe if I remember it here in a minute. Now, as kids, our parents would cook, or someone would be cooking in the kitchen. They'd announce to the room, guys, don't touch the stove. It's hot. Whether they turned it on or turned it off, right? No one touched the stove. It's hot. Now, there's two ways you've ever touched the stove in your lifetime. You either did it on purpose or you did it on accident. There's no in between, right? You did it on purpose or you did it on accident. I don't remember mine, but I have hit the stove a bunch of times on accident. I don't know if I ever did it on purpose, but I know my cousin, he did that shit on purpose, right? Burnt himself. So he see, and he plays around with it and just, that's not hot. Taps it. Oh, that's not hot. Leaves it on there for a half second. 3rd degree burn. I don't know. 2nd degree burn, 3rd degree burn. Burns the shit out of your hands. Okay. So burning yourself on the stove, whether you do it on purpose or you do it on accident. Okay. My belief, I'm pretty confident every single time you touch the stove, you turn it on or you turn it off or you're around it, you are that person announcing to the room, guys, the stove is on or it's hot. Don't touch it. Right? That's habitual behavior. That's emotional impact. So there's two different cases. One's crazy, like death threatening, right? 9/11, the people who lived in New York when 9/11 happened, their life changed dramatically. Their habits changed instantly. Okay, so that's one way to develop a habit. Guys, fear gets in the way of you developing these new habits. And if you cannot develop new success habits in your life, you will have a hard-ass time building a successful, thriving business. You might as well just quit. Okay. Fears. How many of us have heard freaking acronyms for fears, right? There's a bunch of them. I don't use any acronyms for fear, but there's a bunch. So let's continue diving in. I'm just checking in on YouTube real quick, checking in on Facebook Live. Okay, doing good. We're coming up to the end of the hour. Okay, fears. Now there's a second way to develop a habit. Jot those down. What are some fears? Bring it to your conscious mind. Bring it to your conscious awareness. What are some things holding you back? The second way to develop a habit is through constant spaced repetition with elite level coaching. Why do I say that? Because some people have told me, Mike, I've been in personal development since longer than you've been alive. All right, I'm 25 years old. I have people that come up to me, Michael, I've been in personal development for 30 years, for 40 years. But there's a knowing doing gap. Sure, they know everything. They've been to every seminar. They've been to 50 Tony Robbins events. But they have nothing to show for it. Why? Because there's a knowing doing gap. And how do we close that knowing doing gap? Elite level coaching. Okay. You know the habits you should be developing. You should be developing the habit of being disciplined, the habit of being proactive, the habit of gratitude, the habit of starting with the end in mind, the habit of thinking win, sharpening your iron every single day, sharpening your sword, right? There's so many habits, habit of delegating, the habit of leadership, so many high performance habits out there in the world. You could Google all the successful habits of all the wealthiest people on earth, and you have a whole list, and you know what habits you should be doing, but how come you don't do those habits? It's because there's a knowing doing gap in your life, and you need somebody who understands the knowing doing gap and can take you from the knowing to the doing and close that gap. Okay. And over the next 5 days, I'm here to convince you that everything you want in life and in business is on the other side of developing successful habits. And the only way to do that I'm going to eliminate the emotional impact because I don't desire any of that, for any of you guys. Because most of the time it's negative. If it's positive, cool, congrats. It's actually really cool. But most of the time it's not. The only way to do that is through constant spaced repetition, doing it over and 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 over again. But with a coach. Why? Who's going to hold you accountable for the days you don't want to do it? A coach, right? Who's going to hold you accountable and guide you for why you're doing it? A coach. You can't go to your mom or your dad or your brother and say, hey guys, I'm developing new habits. They're going to be like, yeah, ha, 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 congrats. They don't know how to support you. They're going to think you're weird. They're going to think you're crazy. Because you want to go build a successful business, you have to develop new habits. They don't know how to support you. Okay? If anything, they love you so much, they're going to try to talk you out of it. Because, guys, most of our families don't know how to support entrepreneurs. Okay, so you ready for your assignment? Here's what we're going to do to wrap up day one. Give me a second. Here's what I want you guys to do. Can I pull this in here without it falling? Okay. Get your pen, get your paper. We're going to wrap up day one. Here we go. You guys see that? Hopefully it shows good on the correct way and it's not flip-flopped around. But here's what I want you guys to do. The first thing we wrote down was the 12-month goals, okay? The things that you want to achieve in the next 12 months. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to write down right now, I decide. Okay? I decide your goals for the next 12 months. You could use I decide. You could also throw in the word commit. You could also throw in the word choose. Okay? I decide to achieve this goal, and this goal, right? I'm committing to myself to accomplish this, this, and this. And then jot down and write down some things that are meaningful for why you want to accomplish those things, okay? I decide to commit to this goal, and this goal because I want to spend more time with my family. I want to build generational wealth. I want to be able to leave my 9-to-5 full-time, pursue my passions and deliver my knowledge and my passion and my wisdom and my experiences to the world. I want to be able to scale my business so I can make a bigger impact on the world, so I can, receive fruits of my labor, so that way I can spend more time, energy, and effort with my family, so I could travel the world more, so I can just have more money in my pocket by the end of, the month. I have more money in my pocket than I need, and all my bills are paid up to date. Why is it important to you? I want you to write this down. I decide. Write that down right now. Pause this video, or this video is about to end. Write it down. Okay? Then here's what I'm going to have you guys do. I want you to sign it, and I want you to date it. I want you to sign it, and I want you to date it, and I want you to take a picture of it, and I want you to post it in the Facebook group. Sign it, date it, post it in the Facebook group. I decide your goals. You're committing to them. Why? You choose to do them. Why? And then sign it, date it, post it in the Facebook group page. I want to see what you guys have. I want to support you guys. Whatever you guys are deciding to do, Others in the group can now support you. They might be the resource you're looking for. They might be the business partner you're looking for, the partnership you're looking for, right? They might have a strategy you're looking for, a resource you're looking for. I commit, I decide, I choose. I commit, I decide, I choose. Whatever it is for you, commit to it, decide it, choose to do it. Okay. That is the homework. That's also going to wrap up day one. Okay. Today is all about the 4 F's to clarity. Tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to go over, let's go ahead and pull up the agenda for tomorrow. We're going to dive into it, guys. Don't worry too much about that. Questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, throw them in the Facebook group chat. Here's a couple things I want you guys to do right now for the Facebook group. One, go in the Facebook group and drop your biggest takeaway from today. What was your biggest takeaway from today? From your future 12-month goals to, some frustrations you've had that you didn't really necessarily get to the bottom line of. You knew you were frustrated, but you spent some time today identifying what it was. Some things you've tried in the past that necessarily didn't work. That's going to be important because we need to know what didn't work so we know what does work, right? What was your biggest takeaway? What are the fears holding you back? Inside of the Facebook group, post your biggest takeaway from today. Take a picture of your I decide statement, sign it, date it, and post that in the Facebook group. That's the homework for today. Tomorrow, we're going to hop over to building the foundation for your success habits. Okay. Start developing your success habits. We're going to build the foundation for your success habits tomorrow. Everybody have a good time today? All right. We're live streaming on 3 different platforms here. Thank you guys all for tuning in. That is day 1. We have 19 people total live today. So that's cool. 19, 20, 21, 21 people live today. 3 different platforms. Super cool. 2 things. If you're not in VIP and you want to participate in VIP, now's the time to go upgrade. We're going to hop over to VIP, and it is VIP time for the next hour. You can upgrade. It'll get you access to the Zoom. You can hop in tomorrow, upgrade to VIP by tomorrow. If you want to participate for the remainder of the challenge, tomorrow's the last day to upgrade to VIP, and send a link out to anybody and get a challenge buddy in here. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the live Zoom now. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. Post your questions inside of the Facebook group. Let's go win the day. Let's go create your ideal life. I'll see you guys on day 2.